Hi everybody, I am Husky Light. Thanks for stopping by. This is for anybody who has a Gemini twin flame, soulmate, somebody that if you're not in much communication with them, you don't really know what's going on, you're in separation. This is just an idea of what's going on for them in the month of July, where they're at, what they're doing, what they're feeling. And I've pulled an extra card out as well just to see whereabouts they are this month on their journey, on their spiritual journey. So we've got the Page of Coins here. This can sometimes point to being bored, being tired, being not paying attention to the things that they need to be paying attention to, waiting on things to come through but not really, or wanting things to come through but not really taking the action steps that they need to, or the intention that they need to put into something to bring it round to manifestation. Usually I'm seeing it this way in this reading. In other readings they're waiting for news to come in of a financial sense, or they're waiting for things to come through, but I just feel like there's a lethargic feel to them. They're stuck in some of them are in a situation which they want to get out of, but they have no particular inclination. That they know they need to make internal changes, they know that they need to do something, but they can't be bothered at the moment. They're not doing it, they're not doing the work, they're not pulling their weights, they're not doing what they actually need to do to change a situation. This is a home situation that's happening as well for them. This could be a karmic partner, this could be a marriage that they're in, this could even be a family situation with children, other people, sisters, brothers, other people in their family. Something needs to change within the family dynamic, but they feel that it's either too big for them to even think about, to try and make a change within it, or they're just being lazy and they're not doing it. We've got the Nine of Coins in the reverse. They're almost at completion stage, but they're not quite there yet. They've still got things to work through with it. It's like they're shirking responsibilities, they're avoiding something. There's something that's being avoided here. There's an avoidance of facing things, of dealing with things, of dealing with certain aspects of their life. This could be financial as well for some of them, but they're just not facing things the way that they actually need to. They feel that they've done their part, they feel that they've done everything they can in a certain situation, and now they're just like, let's see what happens now, let's just sit back. They don't see the urgency in a need to change, in a need to turn things around. It's almost like they've gotten used to being in turmoil, or used to things being not right, being off, but living in that state of affairs, actually being sort of getting used to it and thinking, well, it's gone on for too long, or it's been happening too many times, I can't change now, I haven't got time to change because there's other stuff going on, and there's a frustration there as well with them. There's a frustration within them, but not really seeing or knowing how to deal with that frustration. The Tower is coming round for them. The Tower is coming round this month, which is going to shake things up, which is going to change things. They may not like the way things are turning out at the moment. They may not like the changes that are coming in, but these changes are actually necessary. If they don't do something about it, then the universe is going to come in and do something about it, and there's going to be some sort of Tower moment, and that Tower moment is happening in home, family, environments, the house that they live in. They could be moving, they could be forced to move. They could have got stuck in a financial situation which is now coming back to bite them this month. So it could be an unpaid bill that's coming through which is going to cause upset within the home. It could be they're having to pay out for children in some way because they've messed up somewhere along the way and they now need their parents' help. But something is being shifted, something that wasn't built on solid foundations in the first place is now being shifted. The Tower is in the reverse position, so it's not it's not absolutely life traumatic, but it's a push in the right direction. It's a push in the way they need to go. They're almost at completion and they need to go through to complete a certain cycle that's going on in their lives that needs to change. We've gone through the summer solstice or the winter solstice for some of you, depending on where you are in the world. So the energy of that is now bringing in these changes. Things that were not sorted out before the solstice are now going to be dealt with. Things that have not been dealt with in the past are now coming back, and a light is being shined on that in order to deal with it. And say they might not like the way it comes in, but it brings it to their attention, it brings it to the fore, so they have no choice now this month but to actually deal with a situation. And for some of them this could be that marriage, that karmic partner, and finally realizing or deciding, or something happening. It could be the karmic partner walking out, it could be the marriage starting to break down and something of a significant nature happening within that dynamic which finally snaps them into something, you know, something's happening, something's changing, something needs to happen. But if they're not doing it themselves, then it will be brought about, especially with we're now going into Mercury retrograde again, so that's happening in too. But this is disruption, this is things going on within home and family life which is changing them. They're not feeling complete, at the moment, and they need to get a grip on themselves in that respect. But something's coming around which is actually going to change them and shake things up, make things different for them. So this can be, like I say, a karmic partner moving out. It could be them moving out, a change in home residence, maybe something to do with the rent, a change where they can't afford to stay where they're staying at the moment, a feeling of dissatisfaction which needs to be changed. It could be an extension on the house, it could be all sorts, but there's turmoil. Something needs to be absolutely changed that's come through. This is relationships, this is karmic relationships of any kind within a family dynamic which is coming to an end for them. It's calling for damage control. There is a call for damage control here as well, to make this transition for them as easy as possible. But if they think they have to put the action into doing that, they can't breeze through it. They can't breeze through it. If they were bored before and dissatisfied before, then this is now coming up to change things. On their spiritual journey, we've got the Hermit. That's where they're up to at the moment. They're needing to go within, they're needing to reflect, they're needing, the light is being shined on some truth within a family dynamic, a home situation which needs to be changed. They're going to feel like they need to withdraw their energies at the moment, so you might not feel your usual connection with them at this present moment as they go through this transition. This is a 3D thing, this is something that they need to deal with. This is going to spiritually push them into a new paradigm, onto a better path and more in the right direction than where they were before. But they're going to be pushed to do that, and they are going to feel like they want to withdraw their energies, they want to go within, they need to reflect, they need to think about this. They need to shine the light, but this is a huge thing for them. It might be that they've been toddling along for too long, and this shake-up is coming around for them. They could even be in touch with you. There could be, as they go inside and they reflect and they think about things, there could be this feeling of fondness, past feelings coming up again, looking at things, how, you know, things used to be better, things used to be more equal, things used to be more in harmony. They're trying to find that. They're trying to find that. There will be thoughts of you, or there will be thought, if they don't know you, there will be thoughts of change in that direction. Something's not aligning with them, and they need to go within, though, to find those answers, to find it. They're ready for the next step. They're ready for spiritual evolution. They're ready for spiritual learning. The Tower card is pushing them into that. This change in the family dynamic is pushing them into that. They're going to emerge. Then when they come out of hermit mode, they will emerge more spiritually evolved, more aware, more awake. This time that they're having now is absolutely necessary. This needs to be honoured. They need to honour themselves. They don't like change, they don't want change, but that change is coming around because they were dissatisfied with the way things were, but they weren't putting in the necessary actions to necessarily change it. So the Tower's coming in to actually do that for them. They will come out, they will feel more sociable, they will feel better. They need to deal with this, though. This month, this is what's going on in July for them. They need to deal with this. But this is pushing them in a better direction than it was before. It's almost like they put blinkers on for a while. It's almost like the veil is now being lifted from them. Now they can, they're going to see during the month of July exactly what it is, where they were going wrong, where the dynamics in the relationship or the family situation was that was going wrong, because light is being brought into that, and now it's time for them to deal with it. A situation or a circumstance, something's going to happen within that family dynamic to make it change, and it's going to be sudden, and it's going to be quick, and it's going to be unexpected, but it's being brought about for a reason, to shake things up, to shake them awake. So I hope this helps you. I hope this gives you some sort of insight on what's going through with your Gemini, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Hi everybody, this is for if you've got a twin flame soulmate that is Libra. Maybe you've not heard from them for a while, maybe you're not sure what's going on with them, how's things going on a spiritual level for them. So they've got some amazing cards for this month. They're starting off with the moon. There's a little bit of confusion, there's a little bit of something that looks a little bit murky for them at the moment. They can't quite see their way clear of something. This could be a situation or a relationship that they're already in, or a job situation, family situation. They're trying to work their way through it at the moment, and they're not seeing things quite clearly. There's some high emotions here, and there's some deep feelings as well that's going on, which is sort of adding to the confusion. Now this could literally be because of moon energies that are coming through to them, which on a conscious level, unless they're awake, they wouldn't actually realise that. But there's just this, not everything is set in stone yet, not everything is set clear for them, but they are going through a major transitional period. And you know that if you go through a major transitional period, there is that part in the middle where things are up in the air, things are not quite decided on, things are not quite the way they want them, but they're transitioning through this and they're moving through this. So it's almost like Spirit is moving them into the position that they need to be in, and for some of them that might be a little bit nervous. I like the way that candle's just about to pop out, just leaving two. So, confusing times. They are very psychic at the moment. They're very intuitive at the moment as well. They're going with their gut instinct. They're following their guides and angels, even if they think the thoughts are their own. Even if they think they're the ones that are coming up with the ideas and the guidance, and it's not from them. They're being very protected, they're being very looked after, and they are being very guided to get into where they need to be. The situation, the job, the walking away from a relationship. For some of them, they are going through that transition period, and it's bound to look a little bit confusing for them at the moment. But we've got the Six of Swords coming around for them as well. Going into calmer water, things getting easier, things becoming clearer. Spirit is completely guiding them at this point. Again, they may not realise that, but that's what is actually happening. There are major changes that need to take place in their lives, and it's a really powerful month for them this month. There could be travel for them in one way or another, obviously with the Six of Swords, and this would be travelling over water for them. There is a lack of worry here. Stress is starting to drain away from them as things become clearer, as they feel more guided, as they follow their intuition, they follow what they feel they need to be doing at this time. The more they do that, the more they're surrendering up to the universe. They're not thinking of it in a 3D way, particularly. They're being guided. And again, if they're not awake, they won't realise this, but that is what is happening to them. Some of them could definitely be leaving something that no longer works for them, and they may not understand why it no longer works for them. They just have that gut feeling that this is not right. This is not. For them, I'm really proud of them this month. I'm really proud of them for stepping up to the plate, for stepping forward, for making changes that are long overdue in their lives, that maybe should have happened a long time ago, but again, because of divine timing, it's happening now. This is the right time for them now, and they're starting to move forward with it. They're going to be seeing new things, whether it's new places that they're seeing, or they're going towards, or they're seeing a new scene within a workplace or something, so they're working in a different place. They're moving into somewhere, so they've got a different house that they're moving into, but they're seeing new things, and they're also seeing new things in a different way, seeing things in a different way as well. They're coming up into their awareness. They're coming up into their awareness. We've got the Ace of Cups here. That new beginning, that new turnaround, those new feelings that are coming through, and I feel like they're the more aware of these new feelings are that come up for them about the way they live their life, how they want to live their life, the changes that need to be made in their life, as they become more aware of that and things come clearer, there's more of an excitement for it as well. There's an outpouring of emotions here. I said that there was deep emotions with the Moon card, and there's an outpouring of emotions here. They may be outpouring their emotions to you this month, or at some point this month. They may be in touch for some of you. For others, this is a self-nurturing love as well. Becoming more self-confident, learning to love themselves more, learning to be more confident within themselves. There's new opportunities that are coming in here, new things, new thoughts, new ways of doing things. There is a complete change that is coming through. It's being guided by spirit. It's starting to trickle in into the 3D this month for them. So they may not complete everything this month, but there's definitely a moving forward. For some of them it could be August that it comes through for them, but they're already moving towards it. Some of them, this is children. So this could be a new child that's on the way within their family environment. It's a birth, it's a conception, it's the birth of new ideas as well. But in the physical, this can be birth of a new business, birth of a new house, birth of a new way of being. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune going forward. These cards just can't really get much better for Libra this month. They're very exciting for Libra. So the Wheel of Fortune is that Wheel of Fortune is turning. That Wheel of Fortune is finally going into a good direction for them. It's finally turning in the way that they want it to. Things happening on it seems like it's happening on every level for them as well, again, even though they may not be aware completely. But I think some of them are aware of this. They can feel this. There's a letting go of old belief systems. There's a letting go of maybe people and places around them. Everything seems to be fading into the distance. Anything that was painful for them, anything that was upsetting to them, that they worried about, all seems to be fading in July for them as they come around to this new way of being, this new feeling. So change is coming for them. Change might not be easy. You know, there may be things that they have to put in to make these changes happen, but these changes are definitely coming around for them. It also shows the cycles of what we go through all the time. There's always an up cycle and there's always a down cycle. For Libras this month, they're going into an up cycle. Spiritually wise, everything is smiling. They're developing, they're growing, their gifts are growing. I can see some of them researching something. They're looking in a book. They're looking in a book of knowledge. They might see or hear something that is not in their normal sphere of existence this month, which leads them to further knowledge, leads them to look at things further. And in doing so, that is helping them to grow and expand and become more aware. So things might be brought to their attention this month, which is good for them, which is growing them spiritually. They could even come into other people that are going to help guide them as well this month. World card to finish off with. As if it couldn't get any better for them this month. These changes are profound. These changes are, they're going to feel like the world is at their feet, that they're confident, that they're supported, being hugged by the universe, being hugged by spirit this month. And they are feelings wise as well, as their intuition is changing, and as their feelings, that's happening and trickling down into a 3D, into a physical realm. You could very well, if you've never met your twin flame, you could meet them at some point this month or early August. If you are already aware of them, they could start to become a lot more aware of you, which means they could be thinking of you more, having nice thoughts about you, having loving thoughts about you, starting to accept you on a more of a soul basis, not getting quite freaked out when they think about you, becoming normal. It becomes normal for them to think more about you, have more feelings about you. That grows. and on a day-to-day basis that becomes more normal for them. It becomes the way that it's supposed to be. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you do hear from a Libra twin this month. And if it's their rising sign or their moon sign as well, if you're checking it out for them, that's also possible as well. If they've got that Libra energy within them, in whichever way it comes, it shows up in their astrological chart, then that's coming round. In terms of feelings, yes, they're getting more into you. There's more of an acceptance. Travel again comes in here. So I don't know if you're in a different country to the Libra. They could end up in the same town as you or the same place as you. You could run into them. They could be guided to travel somewhere. Excuse me, travel somewhere that they've not travelled before. But you're starting to mean the world to them. You're starting to mean the world to them. They've got a lot of things to do this month as they go through this transition. But they're getting to a feeling of completion. They're starting to become complete within themselves. And that's going to show on the outside as well. So I'm going to leave it there. Take care. And I will speak to you soon. Hi everybody, I hope you're all alright. This is Husky Light, thanks for stopping by. This is for your Aquarius, twin flame. If you are not in much communication for them, and this can stand for soulmate as well. If you're not in much communication, don't know what's going on, or maybe even if you do, this just gives an insight into what's going on in July for them. So if they are an Aquarius, they're starting off with the High Priestess in July. They've actually got a really nice reading for July. It's like they're feeling more confident, they're feeling more spiritual, they're feeling happier. I feel like they've been through something in the recent past which may have been traumatic, or it was a struggle, or it was overwhelming for them. It was insightful as well. It was insightful as well. It could have been a level of awakening that they were going through. But it's brought them to the High Priestess. It's brought them to a place of feeling more attractive as well. Feeling more attractive and loving themselves more. Feeling more confident within themselves. They're very intuitive as well. Their psychic abilities are growing. They are getting stronger. You may be able to feel this emanating from them. You might start having dreams about them. You may be able to pick up on their energies more. Their aura is growing as they go through all these changes that they've gone through. And there's a feeling of, I can see the new moon, and I know we're coming through to the full moon at the moment. There has been a lot of expansion between the last new moon and the full moon coming up, and there will be more expansion as well during July for them as they make some sort of spiritual transition, as they make some, and that reflects into their physical life as well. That gives them more confidence, that makes them more attractive to other people as well. They're beginning to see what a amazing person they are. Their inner strength is showing, their determination, their confidence is just oozing from them. They've got inner knowledge. They're becoming aware of inner knowledge which is becoming available to them as well. So they're spiritual, even if it's little thoughts that are coming into their head that they think are their own. They're actually coming from spirit. They're actually, these nudges are coming, this guidance. They are very protected. They are very looked after as well. It's like the universe knows how important Aquarians this month are. They're stepping in, they're wrapping their arms around them even further and protecting, and they can feel that. They can feel that's coming round. There's people coming to them. There's more social activity going on. There's more, they want to help people more. They want to they're giving out advice. People can feel this intuitive side of them. It's not just you that may be able to feel that. Other people can feel it. They're like, yeah, this person knows what they're talking about. This person knows things. This Aquarius is knowledgeable about things, whether that's in a 3D sense or they're picking it up on the spiritual. I think they're picking it up more on the spiritual side of things. They know that this person can help them, that they know that this person's got the right advice to give them at the moment. So they might find that they've got people, they're like, come on, what's going on here? I need help with this, or I need help with that, in whatever capacity that may be. They're attracting people to them. They're also starting to attract more people to them which are of the same resonance as them. They're picking up on their soul family, their monad tribe, their tribe. Those are coming in. They could be instances where they get more support themselves from other people as well. They're joining up. There's a connection that is happening here. The Hierophant is in the reverse position. To hell with doing it in the traditional way. To hell with doing it in the way that they've always done it. They're changing things. They're changing things up. They don't want to be trapped inside the box. The expansion is happening for them. They're doing things in a different way. They're thinking in a different way. They don't want to be trapped. They want to be free. They want to be free of constraints. They want to be free of problems. They want to be free of struggles that have been there in their lives. And they're working on that this month to move through any of those struggles that they've been going through. And the sun is shining for them. The light is being shined on truth as well. So there could be things, there is things that are coming into sort of revelation this month for them. Insights into things with the High Priestess, that spiritual connection there. They're becoming aware of things. They're becoming more knowledgeable about things. Light is being shined on their situation. Light is being shined. There is hope there. There is a warmth with the sun. This can also indicate travel for some of them. This is, I'm going to say a really out of the box thing, but I'm going to say it. Some of them are having very profound dreams at the moment. They could be meeting with their guides, their helpers, their spiritual. They could be meeting with you in dreams on the other side. Hopefully you're aware of that. Maybe you're not aware of that, but there's more connection in the dream state as well with you. There's more connection there in the dream state with you, and they're bringing in. So they're not only having people in a 3D sense attracted to them. They're attracting more interest. They're attracting their helpers on the other side as well. They're coming more into contact with them as well, and they're becoming more aware of that as well. So they're travelling dimensionally. There's shifts that are going on within them, which is going to show in their outer world as well. And it's like they're really waiting for their ship to come in. They really know it's coming. They really know that there are profound changes coming around for them because of the profound changes that they've made within themselves, that they've been working on lately, and they can feel and they know that there is a good positive result that is coming from this. They put so much, they're putting so much hard work into things, into their lives, into their relationships, to make themselves into the highest version of themselves. They need to be really proud of themselves. They need to be. They're going through these transitions, and they're becoming aware of the progress that they're making as well. They're becoming, and that is giving them more positivity. That is giving them more inner strength. That is giving them more shining a light on things around them that they know that they need to change. They're not shying away from those changes. They're embracing them. They don't want to they want to step out the box. They don't want to do things the way that they used to do them. that intuition, that inner knowing, that pre-cognizance that they are developing. Some of them are definitely, their psychic abilities are growing and getting better. And we've got Temperance. This is their spiritual, sort of the twin flame part of it, how they're feeling for you on a conscious basis or on a subconscious basis. There's a merging. There's a merging that is happening. Temperance can be a twin flame soulmate card as well. This is deep emotions, but deep emotions that are being brought under control. Masculine and feminine brought into balance within themselves. They're merging into you. There's a merging that is taking place this month. There's a transitional phase that they're going through with this. There's so many emotions here. It's a combination of the halves of your soul, which trickles down from the 1 into 2. You're coming back into, you're converging with each other. That's coming through. That eventually will show up in the physical. For some of you, it will show up in the physical this month. For others of you, it's coming, but don't have any doubts or fears about what's happening. This is a really beautiful card to finish off with. This is a confirmation that also that the work that you're doing, the intention that you're putting into things, the love, the unconditional love, the heart-centered feelings that you are putting into your spiritual journey is also having an effect on them as well. This is about work that you're putting into it as well. It's starting to pay off. It's starting to have an effect on them. This is going to show up in the physical for some of you. For some of you, there could be reunions. You could be coming into union this month. You're definitely coming into union in the spiritual sense. You're making up the triad. You're merging your souls together on the other side. That Christ consciousness is coming in. It may take a little bit of time for it to show up in the physical, but for some of you it will show up in the physical this month. For those of you that it doesn't show up in the physical, don't worry, it's coming. It's really soon. It's coming. By autumn, there is contact, there is union. There'll be contact for some, union for others. There's an awareness here. And that's coming through. It's happening in the spiritual realms first. It's in 5D. It's going to trickle down into 3D. So this is really, really positive. And whatever work they're doing, it's having an effect on you and vice versa as well. Whether they're doing that on a conscious basis or an unconscious basis, it doesn't matter. Spirit has chosen. They chose this path. They signed this contract when they came into life. They knew what they needed to do, and then they forgot. But Spirit is guiding them, and Spirit is guiding them in the right direction. So, wow, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Okay, take care. Let me know how it's going, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.